Hey guys, we're back with the letter. I cut it at the end of the last one because I have like 2 videos left in my backlog, and so I've artificially extending it by getting it into halves. So this will be the finale of the Everybody Lives You on. As you can see, you know, the whole group's here. Just as if my life is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of this place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of the mansion left in its wake. Are we converged? We did for a very brief moment. But now we're back. Is this lead to anywhere we know? Oh yeah, it leads up here, okay. I don't have to wonder if it's just the foyer that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and lashing of rain and wind against the foyer side windows. All of it has become replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony, I think, of voices from nowhere and everywhere, echoing throughout the now horrid walls. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
Help! Please!
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. Even Daisy, feisty woman that she is, trembles at the sight of it, clinging desperately to Lily while Steel and Feathers stand protectively in front of the two. Brave of them, I have to admit, to put themselves in front of the front line like that. Well, Hannah stands in front of Luke. Though it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't feel the same fears as the rest of us. It's something I don't blame them for. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's just the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away!
No. Stay away. Stay away.
The screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while. Wait, hey, hold on. Johannes is still tied up in the bed in the attic. We need to go save him. No! A harsh agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Quick, Luke, run to the attic. Until there's nothing but silence, her horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me. Calling. Beckoning. Pleading. I'm terrified, I really am, like I should be. But I've never been one to truly stay afraid. Long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe and will not keep me alive, not like rage does. I've learned to use this burning hate inside me to survive. There's no difference now.
Stay away from me.
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood we share? This is your home. Don't you remember? You promised to return, to stay, together with me, with us. With people no different from you.
What are you talking about,
Sorry.
Luke? What does she mean?
Don't listen to her, she lies. I promised no such thing to anyone.
And Luke tries to think, oh no, did I have an affair with a ghost?
Anna, you're the one who bought this house. How should I know what she's babbling about? I never even wanted to be here in the first place.
A terrible case of mistaken identity. That must be it. Quite sure of it. I don't know this woman, this monster. Why would I say that to someone like her? My entire lifetime, I've only made and kept sincere promises to mere 2 people. Hannah Evans and Eleanor Chandler. No one else. The rest of those who claim I promised anything to them can go frick themselves. Pardon my French. Bloody heck. I may enjoy the company of a woman, but I'm not an idiot to start spouting such nonsense to anyone. I want to make a reference, but I'm not going to make it because it's this very spoiler-heavy reference. A line must be drawn, especially if I'm able to keep myself alive. Yet, she still goes on, insists, making me appear a liar in front of these people.
Of course you still deny it. Have you truly forgotten? You haven't changed, I see. Still a deceiver.
She's lying.
You see, my love, nothing has changed. Still no difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes. Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna, like, leave so, you know, you can, you know, have this master thing yourself. The monster reaches out again. Her hands a gory, abhorrent sight, along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving on instinct, stumbling back one step at a time in a desperate bid to get away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I'm nothing like her. I need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. Take Hannah with me. Start a new life out of this dreadful city. Start a family. There's nothing for us here. Our parents are long gone. Luke, you're triggering so many death flags. Stop. Nothing to keep us tied to this place. Shrokin has likely been taken by this woman. It's not what binds me to this wretched city. I only need Hannah. We can leave. We can...
Careful, Luke.
My foot steps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Beside me a paper. Familiar one flutters down. Hey! The letter! Like, roll credits. It's this thing again, from the open house. That feels like less like a gimmick, more like a threat, well, with the recent events. Must have fallen from one of these peasants in the commotion earlier. For a moment, they appear conflicted to see it in my hands, but wisely keeps their opinion to themselves. Leaving the dang thing to simply bear its grisly message for everyone else in the room to see. Help me. Help me. Help me. Is this it? What have they been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to stoof? Is this some stupid old letter? An invitation indeed. What I'm not willing to accept. Not any time. From the top of the stairs, the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, the smile never leaving her. But I don't. I won't give her the chance. I'm not dying here. Certainly I'm not giving myself to a hideous creature like her either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panic gasps and worried glances from Daisy's friends, for them no mind as I reach for the main door, and... it's locked! Without warning, it slams open, revealing not the mansion grounds like I'm expecting. Oh, so it opened. Cool. Before my mind could even comprehend what's happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream, when darkness completely envelops upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love. You belong here.
Wait, no.
Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
Hey, we're in the study! It's a moment of panic when the feeling of tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. Oh, we're still here. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, I'm reaching for my knife and holding it out, watching, waiting for every movement. Using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they'll do now? We're all desperate to get out of this house. There's only 7 of us in this room. 4 of them, friends at that. Cannot trust these people not to turn on me. How does he know they're not friends with the Mary Ann? Bloody heck, even Hannah's giving me the same looks as them now. The man has already gotten loon, crouched in a corner and muttering to herself. Can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. Cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. No, you need to trust your friends. Not after this. Despite the fleeting looks Lily shoots my way while they're all huddled in the corner behind steel and feathers. But I have to remind myself that people like her are capable of doing the unpleasant. She's only human after all. It's never an excuse. While even Hannah has her cunning, manipulative moments, though she does it much more subtly than I. Why else would Lily show this letter to us that day if not to save herself? I guess that backfired on her, now that she and her friends are also stuck here. Still, I have every right to be livid. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives.
You, all of you, this is all your fault. If I've died to this bloody curse, I'm taking you all down with me.
Put that knife down, Lucille.
Hey now, Mr. Wright. I know the situation ain't good. We're all in the same boat here.
You shut your mouth. If it weren't for you, for this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened.
What's with this voice acting? He sounds like a... what does he sound like? I don't know, but he sounds insane.
And blaming
Good job.
in this room isn't going to get us out of this place. Please put that knife down, darling. You might hurt yourself.
Are you taking their side? You're also stuck in this nightmare buttercup. What about the children? Aren't you the least bit worried about them? That creature is out to get us, and you're still defending these people.
I'm not defending anyone, Luke. I'm just trying to be reasonable when you're clearly not.
Oh, of course you're not. You're just the one who bought this bloody mansion to begin with. If I didn't know any better, you did this on purpose.
Luke, you need to, like, calm down.
Why, no. Why would I ever do that? This was only meant to be an anniversary gift. For you. For us. For the family we're going to have.
Right, anniversary gift. Oh, here's your gift, darling. Oh, by the way, there's a card included in that package. I hope that's...
His voice acting makes it so great. I love it.
Are you really that eager to get rid of me, Hannah? Because if that that's what you've been meaning to do all this time. You might as well just put a knife in my back while I'm...
Suddenly, Hannah steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand. Said knife slides uselessly under the table, out of my reach. Before my mind registers what's happening, a sharp blow explodes in the side of my head, sending me reeling backwards. Whoa! Like, usually it's just a slap, but she just full-on punched him! Like, yo! She really stands before me afterwards, not even batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might try to rip my head off in this instant. Sometimes I forget.
Don't you dare, Luke. Don't you dare imply I've ever thought of you that way.
That Hannah's never the weak woman I believed her to be. Yeah, she took boxing lessons, and like, I'm to think of her as such. She used to be someone I could look up to, isn't she? When I look at her now, the way she stands tall, facing a man like me, the same way she's done all those years ago, can't help but think, am I not responsible for taking that part of herself away from her? Enjoy your time as Mrs. Luke Wright. What a bunch of stoop. Realizing this, I can only look away. She reaches up and places a hand on my face. Gone is the anger. And only a soft smile remains while she looks at me with a shine in her eyes. The 7 years we've been together, I've been nothing but a piece of stoof to her. Yet here she is, still smiling at me the way she's done so many years ago. It's impossible not to feel like a complete and utter trash like this. Don't worry, I feel like that all the time, you'll get used to it. She has an uncanny way of doing that to me, really. Especially when she takes my hand in hers and places it right on her tummy. Right where 2 little babies are still growing. Ours.
Love, look at me. We've already talked about this. If we are still going to do this, it has to be the 2 of us. I will stay with you, but things are going to have to change if we want this to work.
Look, don't trust her. She's using her feminine wiles. You have to kill her. Grab the knife under the table, quick.
We can't keep doubting each other like this.
Not until we find a way out of here.
I'm sure we can. Maybe they know something we don't.
You're really gonna rely on them for that? These peasants who brought this on us?
Keep talking about us like that, and see if any of us here will keep you out of this place.
Did you say kick?
Keep talking about us like that, and see if any of us here will keep you out of this place.
Yeah, she said keep.
Rebecca, stop! All of you, stop this!
Oh yeah, as well as alive. To hear Lily speak out loud, I can't say I'm not surprised. She's always given me the impression of someone so meek from the moment I've met her, either from her inexperience or her station in life. She never struck me as someone fitting to be a real estate agent. Until now. Quietly, she puts herself between me and Daisy, cutting whatever scathing words we've yet to hear at the other. The way she glares at me reminds me a little way of my own mum would look at me, particularly when I've done something wrong. She's not a stare she's unused to showing. She's done this before, probably to a younger sibling. Huh. Only she sees us now as a pair of squabbling kids and not 2 mature adults, well, it's only to be expected. No doubt that's how she sees us. For a long moment, there's only silence in the room. Steel, the big oaf, doesn't even dare break it. Neither does Feathers. With both merely watching us, bunch of whips, these men. Not that it matters when Lily starts speaking again. Just some of the anger and tension is lifted from the room.
Stop this, please! With or without that damn piece of paper, we...
A deep breath. An exhale. Wait, hold on. Okay, so this path right here is the everybody lives path. Because there wasn't, like, unique prompts for, Ashton and, Zachary being alive there, I think.
We still would have ended up in this mess.
The atmosphere that descends into the room right after that, admission is anything but pleasant. Can I call it that? An admission? Seems like it from the way her eyes nervously flick between her and friends. For her friends and I. She appears to know more than she lets on, as she makes herself appear smaller after dropping the bomb on us. Doesn't sit quite well with me. Impatience is something I don't have the luxury of having right now, and bestowing upon other people. What else does this girl know? What else is she not telling us? Considering the looks of this, even her friends has no idea what she's talking about. Have no idea. Unwilling to wait, I grab her arm before she retreats without explanation, waving the letter still in my hand in front of her.
Ow! Sir, you're hurting me!
Hey, hands off her, right? Fuck off, Feathers. I have questions for your friend, and she better have the answers.
Freak off, Feathers.
Luke, will you stop taking it out on every single person?
Your friend is hiding something, Daisy.
She struggles for a moment, but her hold eventually forces her to look up at me. Fear and uncertainty spreads across her features, especially when her eyes land on the danged paper. As much as I want to be considerate right now, I want answers.
What do you mean, Lily?
I'm not sure about it.
Her name's Isabella.
Don't give me that, you know something!
Ow! Please, sir. I know the paper is useless, okay?
Wait, what? At the mention of the letter, all of a sudden, Mint stands. Almost forgotten she's here, her ramblings having faded away in the shouting. Without warning, she snatches the paper out of my hand. It's a miracle it didn't rip up right then and there. But the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do that exactly that.
We should have gotten rid of this thing. We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got.
No, even if we rip it to shreds, it won't do anything. I think...
You don't know what I've seen, Santos. There were children, victims, all because they had no idea what this thing will do to them. Oh God, those poor souls. They were screaming and begging before she...
Then what about those people they mentioned in the news lately? All those who died? My coworkers? The open house clients? None of them had seen it. Even Rose. And yet they're all dead.
That's true, actually.
I should know. That letter has been with me since I picked it up. And I swear I didn't make copies of this thing. Even if I
There's two of them!
Myself, I wouldn't do that to my friends. Or anyone.
It's called the letter, but the letter is actually useless.
Is that what the trip to BRC was for?
Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you guys until I was certain. None of you believed me the first time. I had to find proof.
And yet we're all here! Are you taking me for a fool, Lily?
I have to go with whiskey on this. Who knows how many has already seen this before you found it? This cursed thing has to go!
We would have ended up here either way. Maybe? I really don't know. Sir, please. All I know is that paper isn't the reason why all of this is happening. There's something else that...
This place.
Burn it to the ground! Steele has been quiet this entire time. At the sound of him talking, however, whispered to Liz, still manages to catch us all off guard. We all pass, turning to him with likely the same questions in our eyes.
What? I just remembered something a friend told me. You know, stuff about ghosts or curses. You probably don't want to hear it.
No, it might be something. What about this place, Zach?
There's still a moment where he hesitates, but Lily's urging eventually spurs him into speaking.
Remember what I told you the last time you and Ash visited? A few days ago?
You mean what Andrew told you? Those were just stories, Zach. It might not even help.
What did Andrew say? Professor Spook, get us out of this mess! Regardless, Steele pauses while he allows Lily to remember. Soon enough, whatever it is dawns on her, and her face lights up with something like hope? Or of all things, in this nightmare, hope? Her head snaps up and she reaches for Steele's arm to give it a squeeze. A reassurance? Or confirmation? The meaning is lost even in a daze. You glances at them baffled.
Belle, what are you... Becca, it's this place.
You just burn it down.
What? You mean, like...
Yes!
Burn this place down?
I still think we should get rid of this letter before we start thinking of destroying a place with some historical value.
Who cares about historical value? That's a ghost!
What? No? We are not burning a multi-million-pound mansion, you peasants! I just spent a fortune on this!
Didn't you buy fire insurance?
Seriously, Luke, are you really more worried about that?
Buttercup, marching, millions. It's gonna take years getting all that money back.
Well, you certainly won't be getting any of that money if you're dead.
That is true.
Really, Luke? Is that more important than your life?
Bloody fucking hell! Not only do I have trespassers on my property, but they're also arsonists!
What? Is the quality of his voice, like... It sounds like he's using a different mic or something.
Bloody fucking hell! Not only do I have trespassers on my
Or they
property,
turned the volume
but
down or
they're
something.
also arsonists!
It's not only that. Think about it.
Then they proceeded to tell some ridiculous narrative about the supernatural. Stories about ghosts, legends, curses born out of great anger and pain, and whatever else people used to scare children. Not that I believe any. What do you mean, not that I believe any of it? Luke! As if no one will help. Bunch of loons, these people. Officially off their rocker. What do you... Luke, can you look around? Like, did you see the black tendrils that carried you? You're in the shadow realm. Do you think I'll be stuck in this nightmare with people like them? What did I ever do? What did I ever do the world? What did I ever do the world? Of course, it's all absurd until...
I think it's just like what the professor guy said. Just like that old story. This mansion and some other thing might be keeping her here. You know, something he wanted in life, but never got to have. Something like that.
Or Or maybe it's not something, Zachary.
Someone. The who doesn't have to be uttered out loud. There's only one person in this room who that woman calls after. Every single one of them asserted. Bloody heck, and the reluctant shift in Daisy's eyes would they flicker over to me, though only briefly. She's also holding information on her own, perhaps a realization she just had. Doesn't matter. I know when people have slowly started to turn on me. How do they think I lasted in this cutthroat world? Betray them before they do the same thing to you. Put a knife in their back before they can act. Kill or be killed. Survival, in a nutshell. What now? They're gonna throw me at the creature? See what happens to save themselves? I'm no fool.
No. You're all in on this, aren't you?
Are you people implying that my husband, that we should just...
Of course! Of fucking course!
A freaking course.
No, that isn't what I...
Are you all going to stoop that low?
It's nothing like that, Ash. All we're saying is that maybe he might be able to do something about this.
Drop it, you guys. We're not leaving anyone here.
Just like that, their bickering begins anew. Bloody peasants. My head's already aching just listening to them. Do you think this is all the solution they can come up with? Should have just stabbed all of them and made no run for it. Doesn't help that with each second we spend talking here, the crazier this whole place gets. The voices become louder and somehow sounding more vicious. The things in this room start floating. Mark my words, I will frickin' flip out. Hold on, gotta read it. How far in is it? Furious, paranoid, and trapped in the mansion with people he barely knew, Luke Wright threatened to take them down with him. Luckily, before the hysterical man could harm anyone. That was a while ago. They may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually they'll turn on me. Such is the nature of humans. Just get your lighter out. Toss it at the painting. Better find a way out of this place as soon as possible, if I want to stay alive. Frick, I still have so much to do. None of our choices seem sound, but who knows? My AP and Grand Orders almost failed. I have to go right now. We don't understand stoof about it, this place. But I still try everything, yeah? Whatever works. I also have to be the one to make that bloody decision, so be it. Less room for errors, with only said one doing the thinking. On the off chance I'm wrong, well, they suggested it. I just had to burn the mansion. Last time we burned the letter. Take it up by 10. Gonna regret this, I will. Well, with these cries keep growing louder, this has to become the easiest decision I've ever made. I'm getting tired of hearing her sobbing, really. It's just irritating. Isn't she getting tired of it? Besides, someone has to act fast, think fast. What else is the root cause of our problems but this place where the letter is found? No need to make things more complicated. It started here. Why won't it end here? If what Lily said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before someone thinks of putting this blasted place up into the market. When I get out of this place, I swear I'm suing a branch of people. Run that estate company to the ground if need be. We spent millions. Dang it. Don't worry, they're already in the ground. Millions! With a sigh and perhaps a heavy heart, I open one of the drawers on my study table. Taking a bottle of liquor out for myself, then passing it on to every occupant in the room. They accept it, but not without a look of protest or a confused glance my way. It does shut them up all up, so maybe I've done something good.
Luke, this isn't the time.
Yeah, drinks! Woo! Alcoholism! Even more when I pop the cork off the bottle and pour its contents on the floor.
Well, what are you simpletons waiting for?
We waste no time dousing the whole room. Smell of alcohol filling the air. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they're more than eager to set this whole place on fire. And the light catches easily in the room when I set it alight, using the blasted paper as kindling. With the whole place drenched with wine and all manners of things alcoholic have been hiding from Hannah, the small fire soon turns into an inferno. In a matter of seconds, we're out the door. Doesn't exactly lead to where I'm hoping it will. Although ending up in the kitchen does give us more reason to play like a bunch of pyromaniacs. Fishing the liquor stocks from the cupboard, we also do the same thing we've done to the study. Woo! Arsonism! Is that a word? Arsonism? Just arson, I guess. Door after door in every room we pass. Pouring bottle after bottle of expensive aged liquor, setting everything on fire, only leaving once the blaze has started in earnest. When we run out of liquor, we simply drop the bottle and take one off the many nooks it's attached to it. He just has liquor in every room. His alcoholism saved his life. There's no lack of it here. The hard stuff, the shorts, the watered down kind. Gifts from distant relatives, friends, so-called friends, you name it. Make sure there's always one within reach.
How many of these things do you keep in this house?
I always have a few bottles in the bedroom, you know, the parlor, and the dining room.
You have problems, man.
Well, isn't this the time to discuss them?
Turns out it'll be useful now. Not to drown out my sorrows, but for this. Wonder of wonders. I suppose I could now say it has saved my life. There's no time for some introspection now, because with each room we pass and burn, this place has become easier to navigate. As if it's slowly righting itself. Returning to what it's supposed to be. Soon we finally find ourselves standing before the main door. The strong odor of burning wood, cloth, and varnish alike wafts from under the doors of the rooms we previously torched, slowly filling the hall with a thick black smoke. The blaze has also started in earnest in every part of the house. You can almost feel the heat seeping from the rooms of set aflame. In a matter of minutes, flames will engulf the whole house. Fittingly, that is when she appears again before us. Watching us from the top of the stairs, while the world goes up in flames around her. However, what catches my eyes is that expression on her face. Not the vile smile I've already grown accustomed to, or the one where her eyes gleam with complete hatred. This one? Forlorn is the only word I can think of to describe it.
No, please. Help me. Help me, please.
Well, you know, I mean, I gotta run. I have a 139 out of 140 AP, 5 minutes. Can that head still feel? Can she hear us? Or is that merely another one of her tricks to trap us in this nightmare? Like this, however, she seems almost like a woman she used to be. I don't waste any time pondering over it. Not with the exit just a few steps away. The door's finally open, and through it, I can glimpse the world outside. Safety. However, I do turn, if only to see the last of her. A farewell, more than anything. For all her attempts to lure me, draw me in, her wishes to be with me, she does not stop me, when I finally run from this horrid place. Quietly, she disappears. Woo! Hold on, let me take a drink. Watching a multi-million-pound house burn before me? For some reason, nothing about this bothers me. It's that heavy, huh? Maybe it's that one last look on her face that has changed it. Maybe it's what I've seen and heard inside. There's only a calm, a stillness. The same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. And with it, it's the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way to the warm morning hues, soft rays spilling over the vast expanse of Luxburn's countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and wrestle with the breeze. A passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of a storm that has passed. In the distance, I can hear the soft chirping of birds, while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn at last. We are free. Woo! Is this the epilogue? We did it! Alright, I'll read the last one. Despite initial protests, Luke agreed with Isabella Santos, began dousing the place with alcohol and setting it on fire. Sure enough, his flames slowly engulfed the place. It returned to its original state, freeing them. Outside, at the first light of dawn, the mansion burned to the ground before their eyes. It's over. Epilogue. Like the flames that engulfed the mansion that night, whispers quickly spread across Luxburn City after the incident. Officers who investigated have simply deemed it an unfortunate accident. Regardless of the truth, Luke Wright files criminal charges against Brio Realty Corporation after, for undisclosed reasons to the public, forcing the latter to declare bankruptcy. A move that has merely stroked the rumors further. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old and those who know the truth, it's but a testament to the curse and the secrets of the Ermengarde mansion is hidden for centuries. I forgot the name of the mansion. If there will come a time when those will finally be revealed, only the ashes of the now ruined mansion know. It should like bring the fate right now. However, on nights when the wind howls and thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing of voices where it once stood. Of cries and wails that filled the night and desperate calls for help of anyone who dares listen. As for those who once tread its halls, that was a bad segue. Luke and Anna, they have kids. Despite the problems, Luke and Anna Wright managed to salvage their 7-year marriage. Not without its fair share of challenges, of course, especially for Luke. For the sake of the children, he tries, although the man still fears fatherhood, afraid of becoming like his father was to him. However, with as little help from Hannah, he eventually comes around, especially when the twins are born. He's still far from being a good father, thinks he never will be. There are parts of him that will always remain unpleasant, and will exasperate Hannah to no end. But even someone like him sees joys in this, in having a family. For the first time in a long time, he admits he's content. They're happy. Yeah, don't get used to that, Luke. True ending. I imagine, because he ends up alone. Hannah's dead. Well, I don't don't think you can romance Rebecca into Shuan, for whatever reason. Months after her recovery, Marianne heads back to her homeland, ready to close the chapter of her past she has left hanging for so long. There she visits Florian's grave, asking for forgiveness for the girl she once loved, something she's intentionally avoided for years. Although the terror of what she has witnessed inside the Ermengarde mansion still clings to her, she bravely chooses to move on from it. Turning a new leaf by focusing on a new branch of her interior design company, leaving her interior design company at Luxburn in the hands of her secretary instead. Is that this guy? Although she never returns to the city after, she's frequently seen visiting to check on the people. The people has become acquainted with her in the years there. Having finally accepted herself, she won't deny she's in a happier place now. Despite making the Ireland branch to their interior design company her focus now, Marianne continues to cater to her most avid patrons in Luxburn, when requested. And after her work on the Ermengarde mansion, the right couple, particularly Hannah Wright, has never trusted another to handle the design for any other place they own. Upon moving to their new place after giving birth to her and Luke's children, Marianne's name is the first thing she calls, while the woman is quick to fly back to the city at the socialite summons. Not only helping with the decorations in the new place, but also assisting with the renovations, much to Hannah's delight. Since then, the two women have kept a close friendship. Often they can be seen going to town together when Marianne's in town, and Hannah can be heard recommending the designer to her peers during parties. In a city often keeping an ear out for any gossip, one can't deny that both women have found a confidant in the other. What, is that like a social link like 10? With help from family and friends, Zachary Steele is able to open a photography studio of his own, something he's only dreamed of having as a child. Although he still hopes to get back at making indie films someday, client work and small projects has kept himself mostly busy. Hectic as it may be, he can only hope to be glad for the amount of work pouring in. Wait, he can only be glad for the amount of work. It's also made moving on from the incident of the Ermengarde mansion easier, if not faster. But while there are still nightmares, with support from his family, his doctor, and his own drive, the dark images have finally turned into pleasant dreams. He's aware he won't ever truly forget, but he's no longer running away. At times, when he's not busy or after a hard day's work, he thinks there's another story for the big screen to be told. An idea that he may soon turn into reality once his time affords it. I call it the letter, the animation. In the months that follow, Rebecca Gales becomes a prominent researcher within Luxburn's major academic circles, especially after writing that she's discovered about Anselm Village and the Ermengarde mansion. Wasn't that like classified documents? With help from Professor Andrew Clark, she's soon able to secure funding to continue her research, presenting her findings yearly at local and international symposiums. So there, right? Now at the tail end of her current study, she hopes to continue to publish her first book, correcting all inaccuracies in the city's current history. A move supported by both colleagues, students, and friends alike. Though she knows she still has a long way to go before she can begin to change people's minds about it, Professor Clark has warned her as much, she perseveres. Doing it not for herself, but for the sake of a history that future generations must never forget. No matter how disturbing her experience with the curse may have been, she remains the warrior which she's always been. Even after what she has seen, she continues to fret over people she cares about, sometimes much to their frustration or embarrassment. But if there's one thing that has shifted, it's her relationship with the people in their life little group, particularly with Zachary Steele. Wait, what? Was there even any options to... Yeah, it's default! Like... In fact, on numerous occasions, she's been spotted dropping by his new studio, bringing the man food on days when he's swamped with work. They also seem to have grown more comfortable around each other. Oh, I just got a Discord message. Can you guys... Oh, you can't see it, okay. More comfortable with each other than before. Maybe it's born out of their shared experience. My friend saying he finished playing Super Hot and then he recommends it. I remember seeing the footage of that game in like, what, 2013? 2014? I think it only released like a couple of years ago, right? Looked fun though. Regardless of the whys, it's a change the man welcomes and appreciates. In turn, he strives to return the kind gestures whenever he can. For all the horrors they've seen, who would have thought that something good would come of it? Is that Ashton? His ponytail idiot. Things have become inevitably become strained between Ashton Frey and Rebecca Gales in the months following her confession. Did their relationship become negative? No, okay, still positive. And with their lives getting busier, the two have eventually drifted apart. Although neither talks about it and the teacher still strives to forget an old love, it's clear in Rebecca that there are still feelings left she couldn't let go of. In anything, however, it's only made it obvious how much she's changed between them. and how much she has clung to the idea of Astrid from their younger days, the one that may not have been there in the first place. Merely an idea for a starry-eyed young girl. But if there will be a time when she'll be able to accept this, to move on from the herd and repair an old friendship that has fallen to ruin, only she knows. Amidst her struggles, Rebecca finds an unlikely companion in Luke Wright. Wait, isn't Kylie dead though? Wait, did that not happen in this round? Did Kylie live? While being a father has kept him busy nowadays, he still manages to make time for his goddaughter, Kylie Surez, though the man still won't admit it when asked. Oh, it's the true ending, everyone lived! Rebecca still regards the man as insufferable. She doubts he'll ever change. But after all she has seen, much as she denies it, she now considers his presence the closest thing she has to comfort. A similar sentiment the businessman seems to hold, even confiding in the woman of his own problems and fears, things he couldn't voice out to his wife. The friendship may be awkward at best, but with the grim reality of death having once shadowed over the two of them, something they eventually grow fond of, in time. Isabella? With her newfound courage, Isabella Santos finally chooses to pursue what she really wants for herself. Having made enough to keep her family afloat for a few years, and with her blessing, she quits her job at Royal Realty Corporation. I mean, they kind of went bankrupt. Well, bankrupting doesn't necessarily mean they stop, but it usually does. Sometimes, maybe. Takes the scholarship offer from the local university. Though remarkably out of practice and unsure if she'll ever be able to keep up by the time she returns to the university, she finds her feet soon enough with the help from people close to her. And with her confidence in her skills growing, so do the number of people recognizing her and her work. It doesn't take long for several award-giving bodies to take notice of her. For all of her accomplishments, however, she's never truly forgotten what happened in the Ermengarde mansion. The images still remain in her, and on particularly unpleasant nights, terrors continue to visit her dreams. She knows those will never disappear from her life. It's become part of her in the same way death has permanently taken from her. However, she's no longer afraid, and with a brave face, she carries on, earnestly wishing that someday she'll be able to paint brighter, more vivid thoughts on her canvas. An honest portrayal of life and hope amidst the fear. Rebecca and Isabella. Shortly after accepting the scholarship grant from Luxburn University, Isabella moves from Salem Well residence in favor of staying in a dorm close to her campus. Although Rebecca Gale's quick to offer assistance for the move, she does admit she'll be missing her neighbor of more than 5 years. When all is said and done, she's become fonder of the girl over the years. So did they just all change their hairstyles immediately? Because I mean, like, what is this, Monogatari? With their shared experience over the course, they've only grown closer. Isabella leaves with a promise to visit every once in a while. And even though she still jokingly complains about Rebecca's bossy attitude, she confesses that she also misses the woman's fussing. After all, in a place miles away from her real family, Rebecca is still the closest thing she has to a sister. More than a year later, once everything in their respective lives is settled, Zachary Steele and Isabella Santos finally hold their first exhibit together. A project that has been in the making for almost 2 years, after the photographer casually brought it up to the other artist. While merely intending it as a small event, it's been surprisingly attended by several members of Luxburn's upperclassmen art enthusiasts. Although only a few of the pieces have been meant for sale, that show has brought prominence to Zachary and Isabella's names in the city's art scene. It has since been followed by several other exhibits by the two, both in and out of the city. Currently, they're planning to hold their first show overseas. Yet even with this unexpected, overwhelming fame, friendship between the two has remained strong. Theirs, after all, is a bond that goes much beyond being mere partners in a small project. He's her family, as much as she is his. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, okay. You're pretty good. Who was that? Is that Marianne? Okay, we did Max Mary. Okay. While she's aware she has plenty of ways to go, getting back to school has also opened a lot of opportunities for Isabella. At times, part-time work has started to come in droves. She's able to support herself financially, though, through her art alone. Sometimes she has also something she's dreamed of as a child. Is that Marianne? When her clients are generous enough, she's able to send money back home, as well, despite her family's reassurances. One such client, is Marianne McCullough's interior design company, who frequently commissions her for memorials, after the woman has learned of her skill. Though at times she finds it difficult to keep up with the interior designer's standard for quality, it's a job and a challenge she's only happy to accept, if it means doing what she loves. Ash did! He started playing Rainbow Six Siege. That's Ash. That's who's a goatee? It's Thermite, of course. He's playing the new character, Feathers. Following is this. Rainbow Six Siege is really fun. I recommend it if you want a shooter to play. I haven't played it in like a month or two, but still. It's fun. Following his success in bringing several major cases to a close, Ashton Frey receives a recommendation for a transfer to Luxborn's lead agency against organized crime. An endorsement eagerly backed by the newly appointed successor to the late Chief Inspector Lee. Wait, what? Inspector Lee died? Abigail Harris. Knowing he'll have more resources, leeway, and a bigger chance at ultimately bringing Luke Wright to justice, Ashton Frey accepts. Wait, they burnt down the mansion with Johann still tied up in the bed in the attic. I miss Johann's. He still warns the people close to him against Wright and his associates, but only a friendly reminder now, more than anything. Though he does worry, he believes they are wise enough to know what they are doing and trust their judgment. For now, he decides to leave the evidence and the law to speak for itself, take care of the man once the proper time comes. Nowadays, police work and operations keep him busy, sometimes taking him away from the city he grew up in for days on end. A rare thing for him to enjoy once upon a time, yet this time, he never loses his drive. Simply growing more determined after finally finding a clear purpose close to the rush and excitement he dreamed of as a child. Although Ashton still keeps mum about specific details of his work, his experience with the curse has slowly taught him how to open up. Especially to those he knows that genuinely care about him. He still has a long way to go, he knows that, but for the sake of the people who are still with him, those who have chosen to stay, he hopes that there will come a day when he no longer has to hide behind his own lies. How far are we? Pretty far. Wait, does the epilogue have its own branching tree? Yes, it does. Okay. A day when he's no longer afraid of facing the truth in his words. Well, it doesn't have a branching tree, rather. On his days off, Ashton is often seen loitering around Zachary Steele's studio, either to help him out of one of his pet projects, out on one of his pet projects, or exasperating the other man on purpose. Either or, it's mostly the latter. At certain times, he'll volunteer to model for one of Zach's projects, so that the photographer's reassurance that it's not needed. Regardless, Ashton insists, before complaining how meticulous the whole process is hours later, to Zach's utter amusement. Though sometimes they may still get into small trivial arguments, things have stayed cordial between the two. If anything, the ordeal they've gone through has merely strengthened a friendship the detective didn't expect to find in anyone. How did we do there? Next, okay. Again, Ashton, Isabella. After a bit of fumbling, of a few missteps here and there, and moments of briefly allowing their uncertainties to hang over them, Ashton Frey and Isabella Santos finally finds a rhythm. This isn't a soaring love story by any means, nor is it a happily ever after, often told in the picture books the girls only ever dreamed of having in childhood. Far from it, in fact. Despite what people glimpse their eyes or glint in their gestures, they both know better than to cling to ideals. A stranger will say they're in love, hopelessly, genuinely, and there's certainly truth in it, one only has to look. However, what they never see is this. Beyond the soft smiles, fleeting glances, and gentle touches only meant for the other, is a grief. A terror that never seems to lift. Everyone lived! What are you grieving? Constantly failing their nights with echoes of an unforgiving wail and unwelcome dreams that stirs either awake in darkest hours of dawn. It's never truly left them, and it never will. The same way the light scar in Ashton's hand will never fully heal, or the horrid images in Isabella's mind will never fade. But they cope. In hushed whispers and tender reassurances, with light kisses and long embraces. When that no longer suffices, when the horrors become too much for them to bear, they have each other, a warmth to hold on to the coldest of nights. And for them, it is more than enough. We did it? Woo! Skip that, we've already seen that. So is Kylie gonna die? Because like she's in the epilogue. Yeah. I've read this before, so. Okay, Kylie didn't die! Everyone actually lived! We got the true ending, everyone! True ending, right? We're seeing a background for chapter 1. It's weird. Huh. Same with chapter 3 I can see, like, it's probably like a hospital one as well as in a coma or something. I don't know about chapter 5. No, that's probably the hospital too. Maybe. And missing quite a few CGs. I mean, I'm still gonna do the true ending. Like, don't take that as a, you know. So, what? This happens if you burn the letter instead of burning the mansion? Probably? Huh. I like that playthrough a lot more than my, well, I like that ending a lot more than my other one. Everyone got a happy ending. I like happy endings. which is why I'm not ready for the true ending. Friendship bad? Is that Ashton and Rebecca? Yeah. Oh, so there's one where they remain friends, but they like each other? Huh. I thought that felt pretty negative. I wonder how you get that. While still romancing Isabella. Or maybe you can't. Individual bad? Luke escape. How's that bad? You fled the country and gotta live happily ever after. Yeah, and that's... Those are all during a, you know, kind of, you know, not good time. We only see 22% of the epilogues. There's a lot of epilogues. Well, what's it before? Like 8%? Probably something like that. Anyway, guys, let's spend the Everybody Lives ending in the letter. That was pretty fun. We'll have the true ending next, which will probably get done faster than I did this one. Because it took 50 for me to do my first playthrough, my blind one. And it took 22, I think, to do this one. So now it's gonna... If it was 25, that would have been so cool. And then it would be 12.5 for the true ending. And then if I did like another one, it would be 6, and then so on. But no. That's... I kind of want to do more besides the true ending, but I need to put this game to rest. So the next playthrough will probably be my last one. And I do kind of want to see the Isabel in a coma and then everyone else dies ending, because that'd be sick. I think there's a special epilogue for it. But no. Maybe I'll get that off camera, but I'm not going to do that on camera. So I'll see you guys next time with some more of the letter when we go back to Isabella's route, which I think we could just skip right through, honestly. Like, probably with... Oh no, Hannah has to die in the true ending, right? But yeah, so I'll see you guys then. Bye.